All right. Are you ready to rock? I can't hear you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Detroit, let me hear you say, ow!
Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We have got quite this show for you today. I'm Brooke Allen. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Well, if you are just tuning in for the first time and wondering what we are all about, this is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. We are broadcasting live from the My Michigan TV studios in Troy, Michigan. And if you don't have the app, you want to download it for free on your phone or your smart TV, and then you can catch up on all of our previous episodes. Well, you may be noticing there's pictures that will be scrolling on your screen. Yesterday was Father's Day, and they always say that dads get the bum deal with no recognition. And just reinforcing that idea, we are celebrating a day late. But we do want to say thank you to all the men in my life that make a difference. My dad, Tim, my stepdad, James, and of course, Jason, Dave, Steve, and Jared, who is in the control room. And of course, thank you to everyone who sent in pictures. And of course, every week we do have an amazing giveaway, and today is no different. I'm excited about this. The Detroit Zoo has been kind enough to give us a family 4-pack, free parking, and even passes to Dinosauria. So to win, you need to follow, like, and comment with the number 32. And of course, we will announce the winner at the end of the show with Jason. Well, it is time for our Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise segment. Everyone is now officially on summer break, and while it can be a lot of fun in the sun for families dealing with ADHD, whether it be kids, parents, siblings, maybe the whole bunch, it can be tough. And an estimated U.S. children ages 3 to 17 years old have ever been diagnosed with ADHD. And Frankie Baghdad, she is a social worker who specializes in ADHD. And Frankie, I have to tell you, first of all, I do have to say that my children were going to be here, and they were going to be before you because my son Carson, and he's okay with me saying this, he was diagnosed with ADHD when he was about 7 years old.
Okay.
And his twin sister Daisy wanted to come on and kind of talk about how it is for her to be, to live with someone who has ADHD. And I'm not afraid to admit it, that I know that my mom has sometimes said to me, "You sure you don't have ADHD?" So anyway, so it is a lot for families who are dealing with ADHD every day.
Sure.
But especially during the summer when there is no schedule.
Oh yes, that is true. And I am also a proud ADHD brain myself.
Okay.
I also like to talk about it. I think it makes me certainly with its challenges, but also some of that creativity, out of the box thinking I attribute to my ADHD brain.
Well, it's funny because Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Carson will always say, well, Albert Einstein had ADHD,
right.
and I'm no different than he is.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good way of thinking about it.
But there are challenges, and I mean, like the everyday challenge for a child and an adult, a little bit different because we have different responsibilities.
Yes, absolutely. So as much as every child pretty much is so excited for school to be out, some stress can come along with that because school, for better, for worse, even though they're excited to give up homework and spelling tests, it's routine, it's predictable. They have an idea of what is going to happen to them when they wake up each day. And as fun as summer can be, I mean, you just talked about the zoo. We have so many great things to do in Metro Detroit.
Going on.
It can be tough, and we may see some, not so desired behaviors when we're off routines.
Okay, so how do you stay on a routine in the summer? I know for me, I'm having a tough time. It's only been a week, right? I mean, I'm like,
yes.
What is happening today?
So I've spent the last probably 2 months getting phone calls and emails from a lot of the parents of the children I work with in my practice, asking those questions like, help me prepare. Last summer was tough. What should I do? So number one, I always say, get your teens, tweens, or children with ADHD involved in this decision. vision. Maybe, brainstorm what their summer bucket list is, what's important to them. And then I like to say, set up loose routine. Nobody really wants a schedule necessarily, in the
like
summer.
The school bell going off at 8:15?
Right. At 10:10, I have to be doing this. But you can have a routine. Like every day, we should have some outdoor time. If you want to get in some summer reading, where are we going to put that during the day? And then give your kids choices, all of which are acceptable to you. Do you want to read in the morning? Do you want to read before bed? When do you want your outdoor time? So a collaborative approach tends to be the best way to get your kids engaged and involved.
So if you are talking to them about like, hey, do you want to read in the morning or at night? Is that their choice every day? Do you switch that up, or do you make them stay with that decision?
So that really depends on the type of child you have. You shared that statistic about ADHD, and what we are also seeing is about 50% of adults currently diagnosed with ADHD also have some sort of anxiety disorder. And the last CDC number said about 30% of children do. And what we know is even if there isn't an anxiety disorder, it can be anxiety provoking to have ADHD, right? To feel like you're a little bit behind or you're not really getting what this, neurotypical world is giving out. So some kids really feel better, and parents, knowing, okay, I always read in the morning. Well, some kids like that sort of adventurous, free-flowing spirit.
Impulsive.
Right. And make it a positive thing, right? Impulsivity doesn't always have to be bad, and they like being able to wake up in the morning and say, I feel like laying in my bed and reading now, or you know what, I want to do it later. It's pretty out. I want to go run around outside.
Okay, so what about overscheduling? Because I know sometimes people say that your kid wants to do so much that they actually overschedule them.
Yeah, so I'm really big on trying not to create problems that aren't there. So if you have a child in a lot of activities and it's working for them, they're sleeping well, they're being, relatively pleasant, because kids are going to fight back all of those things, but they're being their best selves, fine. Like I would say there's not an issue. If you're starting to see a child who's really showing signs of excessive exhaustion, then I would reflect on how many activities you're doing and work with them to cut back.
Okay, so what if the family as a whole has, everyone has ADHD. How do you kind of rein it in?
Right. So I like to really model for my kids. So of course, we know that ADHD can be incredibly hereditary. So for example, my son the other day had a field trip and he said, Mom, will you remind me to bring a bagged lunch? And I said, no, because I will forget to remind him to write.
Okay.
But I said, here's what I can do. I'm like, why don't you go get the Post-it notes on my dresser and a pen and write down, Avard, bring your lunch, and where should we put that Post-it note that you would see it? And you put it on the front door. And then I noticed he started doing it himself. So I like to sort of walk through some of the things I have learned to help myself, to teach my kids. And so that actually puts some responsibility on me to figure out how to adapt to the world as an ADHD brain. So then I can pass that down to my kids.
Right. I'm going to have an ADHD moment right now. Can you move your hair from the microphone?
Oh, yes.
Thank
so, impulsive ADHD hair, right? Okay, there we go.
So as far, I love that idea, because it seems like sometimes they ask for a lot of things, or they want to be reminded.
Sure.
And I know that the independents, my twin, they're in middle school now. And with that, it changed from elementary to where teachers would check in with you. And now they don't check in anymore. And so they're they're not on their own, but they have to learn that independence.
Yes.
And then we as parents have to give them that independence, and I have a struggle with that. Right.
It's very, very challenging. One of the parenting books I really enjoy, it's called I believe it's called like the scaffold approach. And if you think about scaffolding, right, like you're holding a wall up, and as it gets fixed, you gently, take back the supports. And I love that metaphor for parenting, right? So when they were 3, you were filling up their cup for them and handing it to them, and letting them maybe pick the color, and then you let them put the top on, right? It's step by step. So middle school is a great time to slowly start teaching, modeling, and giving them room to experiment, because the Post-it note thing might not have worked. Right? Okay,
for sure.
so maybe you put it in the wrong place. Maybe we should put it on the kitchen table next time. A lot of it is experimentation, even with myself. You know, I'm a business owner with that ADHD brain, the good and the bad. So I'm constantly having to say to myself, okay, Frankie, like your reminder system isn't working. We got to try something new.
And it's all about strategies.
Yes.
Right? And it's the strategy for everyone.
Right.
Right? So, okay, so for the summer, I mean, you set the schedule and everything else, and I know we will be talking to you again as we get closer to school starting, because then it's a whole nother adjustment,
right? Totally.
So what are your, you just mentioned the book, but what else do you suggest to families to do?
So I like to look at strengths and weaknesses. So even someone with an ADHD brain can be incredibly organized in certain areas. One of my kids is so great at like organizing a closet. I always think of it as that old like Tetris video game, right?
Yeah.
My brain doesn't think that way. So when we get, you know, our Costco haul and we have to organize things in the back pantry, that's her job. We build on her strengths. And she hates making her lunch. Well, I can do that easily. So that's how we sort of divvy up and divide and support each other, is building on strengths. Also, the biggest hack, I would say, is building on things that are going well. So if you have a routine in the morning, like the first thing I do is make my coffee. I know you get that,
Yes,
right?
I do too.
So I try to pair things with the coffee. Like, you know, that's when I take my medicine. Okay, I always drink my coffee, so then I'll always take my medicine.
Okay, so it's kind of reminders it's built in.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you do have a practice. Do you treat children?
Yes, so I see young children all, you know, through the age span, through adults, for ADHD coaching or therapy, and I also work with those with autism and anxiety, and even run groups. I have a summer camp starting today, so yeah.
Okay. You know, so one more question,
Sure.
and I do know that sometimes people get very impatient. Right? And that kind of, I mean, I get impatient, but other people who maybe aren't familiar with a child who asks a lot of questions.
Yes.
So how do you not get upset with people and kind of explain to them, you know, we're working on this and we're going to get through it, but I need you to be patient.
Right.
I don't know.
So what the research has shown us in terms of children with learning disabilities, ADHD, mental health disorders, is the more they understand their particular challenges and can advocate for themselves, the better their outcomes. So first of all, I think it's really important for kids, even young kids, to really understand why things are tough for them so they can respond. But certainly for young kids, I do some of that, you know, for my own kids. And I also talk to parents in my practice as well. I work with a lot of parents just on, you know, the intricacies of ADHD parenting. And so we practice, you know, how to respond to, you know, maybe a wait staff who doesn't understand why your kid is trying to order but doing it a little differently, or, you know, a loving extended family member who's just not getting it. And then sometimes it's also like pulling an adult family member aside and saying, here's what was going on. And I find, you know, most people want to be accommodating. They just need to understand. They need the information.
And there's nothing wrong with saying something.
No, you can say anything politely. It's always my thing, right? It might take a little preparation.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I think if you come at it assuming the best of people, they really want to understand who you are and who your kids are, but they need to be empowered with the information. And I think the more that I'm able to, like on TV, just say, you know, on video, I have ADHD and your son is, that will be so big. That it's not an embarrassment, it's just part of who we are. That helps so much with
It's nothing to be ashamed of, right?
No, it's a difference, but it can be a really unique, special difference as well.
Awesome, thank you so much. Okay, so if somebody was interested in coming to see you or bringing their child to you, how do they get in touch?
So frankiebaghdad.com. Sorry, I have too difficult to spell names. But on there,
Frankie with the I, right?
Yes, with an I, no E. You can talk to my parents about that. I didn't make that choice. But on there is all my information of all the services I offer and a lot of free resources as well. I know having a child who needs support can be incredibly expensive, so I also try to give out a lot of free resources there too.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I love seeing your posts on LinkedIn.
Oh,
That's how we
thank
connected,
you.
of course.
Yeah.
So it's so helpful. And you know, like you've said, there's nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to these differences. Everyone is special.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just kind of learning how to highlight that and advocate as well. So thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank
it.
you.
And I'm sorry that Carson and Daisy were not here today,
Oh,
but
I
you will
know,
meet
I
them
miss them.
eventually. Yes. So before school starts, you're coming back.
Okay. All right, I'll be
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Again, that is Frankie Baghdad. She is a social worker, of course, with a specialty in ADHD, also autism. Well, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. This is our 32nd show, and since we kicked off last November, we have been so grateful to have a lot of the local theaters join us for our Curtains Up segment. Keys to Life is a theater camp for kids. Let's watch.
Hey, parents and guardians, summer is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to plan an extraordinary camp experience for your budding performing artist. If your child is passionate about the performing arts and is between the ages of 11 and 13, Keys to Life Performing Arts Summer Camp is your go-to destination. Keys to Life isn't just a camp, it's a launch pad for creativity. Led by industry professionals, our camp offers an exciting mix of songwriting, singing, rapping, dancing, acting, and even beat making. Every Friday, the adventure continues with educational and fun-filled field trips that inspire and ignite imagination. But wait, there's more. This year, we're thrilled to enhance our camp with academic enrichment sessions. Certified teachers will lead dynamic math and ELA classes, ensuring fun and learning go hand in hand. Our camp runs from July 1st to August 9th, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. Enrollment is open, but spaces and scholarships are limited. Don't miss out on giving your child the key to a life filled of creativity and success. For more information, you can call us at 313-870-9771. That's 313-870-9771. Or visit our website at theunion.org/camp. That's THEYUNION.org/CAMP.
And of course, that is the Keys to Life program, and Arabia Little is here. You are the assistant director.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about this program. It looks amazing.
Okay, so we have a performing arts summer camp. Although we say performing arts, that is not our main goal. So we work on the whole of the child. So we put in life skills, decision making, self-esteem building, healthy relationships. We just hide it under performing arts.
Performing, right?
So we have acting, dance, songwriting, and beat making. Those are each tracks that the kids can pick each summer.
What's the age group for these
11
kids?
to 13.
Okay, so 11 to 13, and that is I mean, that is huge for that age group, right? Because some of them are shy, some are showboats. I mean, you get a whole mix.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I used to be a shy kid.
Okay.
So when I see the shy ones come in, I mean, and you would never believe it because I'm an actress myself. So when they come in and at the end of the camp year, their parents are like, when can I sign them back up?
Yeah.
My kid has never talked like this before. And so performing arts is just how we get them in the door. And so you don't have to come in knowing how to do anything. Even our acting instructor for this year, she was in my class when I taught the acting class, and she said that was her first time acting.
Really?
And she said that showed her like, oh, I want to act. So then she started going to Wayne State for acting.
That is amazing. So you mentioned life skills that are kind of snuck into this. And you know, I started out as an actor years ago, so that's my background. But what are some of the life skills? Because a lot of people say, oh, performing arts, you don't need them. But you do. Teaches you everything.
So I think that they go through a life skills curriculum as well. So in the morning they do life skills, and then in the afternoon they do their performing arts.
Okay.
So we focus on how to have healthy relationships. We focus on self-esteem building. Who am I? That's like the first exercise we do. We go through and we talk about celebrities and say, how would you describe this celebrity? Okay, can you do this for yourself? And then they break down who they are, and then we tie it into like a theme of the week. Like this year, our camp theme is the best university. And the U is spelled Y-O-U, because how do you become the best you? It may be very different from your teachers. It may be very different from your parents or your siblings or anybody else in camp. So let's focus on who you are, and then we'll tie that in. And then we have a play at the end.
Okay.
Our play is going to be around that as well.
So as far as the collaboration and it's really about teamwork too, right? I mean, because kids need to know how to interact with each other, and if there is a conflict, how to resolve it, and this helps.
Absolutely. I feel like because they are transitioning from childhood to adolescence, they're having so many different changes that they don't understand. And so we put them together, they do groups. It's not like we're teaching them, they facilitate it. We're just like helping them, guide them to the answers.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how have you seen the confidence grow in these kids?
Oh, it's amazing. When we were just watching the video, I was just smiling like, oh my goodness, I remember the first day that these kids came in. They don't like to talk. They're shy. They don't want to do anything. And then I just come in and I'm like screaming. They're like, oh, this is a crazy lady. And it's like, no, you can do this too. Like, come up here. This is a safe space. You can be whoever you want to be here. And so I think that that's our thing. Like, we don't try to push rules. It's more so like, you are welcome to do this. What do you think is safe? How would you feel if this happened to you? No, so we're not going to do that.
So if a child says, you know what, I'm not feeling up to doing that improv, you don't make them.
No, so we encourage you to do it. Or I'll say, well, you can go last. Yeah, so I kind of give them a choice to do it, but eventually everybody ends up doing it. It's like, it's amazing.
So what is the one I can't even think of the word, the one trait that you've seen kids walk away with the most from after camp?
I think that they have the confidence that they can learn how to do something new. Because like I said, most of our kids have never done these things before. They never knew that they could make beats. Like, yeah, they listened to songs, but they didn't know the process. And it's like, I learned how to do this thing, so now I can do something new, and it gives them the confidence to try other things.
And then how about the parents? How are their reactions?
Oh, the parents love it. Last year we had a mom, she didn't even know that her daughter had the lead role in the play. And so at the end she was like, what? This is, I mean, the shyest little girl ever. She had so many lines. I felt bad for her for a second, but she did so well.
Do they write their own stuff, or do you guys pick?
No, so we have them help us like get a theme and stuff like that. But no, they don't write it. We actually have a playwright come in and write it.
Okay, very cool. How many instructors do you have?
We have 4 instructors, one for each class, and then they each get assistant instructors. And this year, which is crazy, is that so many of our staff used to be campers.
Really? So they're giving back now?
Yes.
They see the difference it made in their lives. That is amazing.
And so many of them never did performing arts until they came to our camp.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it? It is truly amazing. So still have spaces available?
We have a wait list right now. Okay. But I still suggest you sign up, because I think that we will have spaces open.
And this runs from when to when?
It's from July 1st to August 9th. And then we have a final performance on August 11th. Okay,
and that's where family can come and kind of check it out and see
This
everything.
is when where the parents are like, oh wow, this works.
This works.
Yeah.
It definitely works. What about during the school year? Do you guys do stuff during the school year too?
So Keys to Life is the program. It runs through the school year at various schools. But if it's not at your school, your kid can't participate unless you request for us to come to your school. So if you come to the summer camp, you get the experience outside of it. It's not at your school.
Okay. Give me the information, the website, so people can get on that wait list.
Absolutely. So we're at theunion.org/camp, but we spelled the union with a Y because we're all about the youth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you.
a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
And what anything I think that brings the arts to kids, because it's so much more than that. It's so much more than being in the spotlight. It's about the teamwork and the confidence and giving them the confidence to know that they can do this.
Exactly.
Even public speaking, right?
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the biggest fears for everyone.
Yes, it is.
And so that helps too. So thank you so much. It's very exciting. I want to come check out that final performance.
Yes, come on, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, that is Arabia Little from the Keys to Life program. There is a wait list for that theater, but she says go ahead and join anyway because it is super important for life skills for the kids. Well, as we mentioned, today is a family 4-pack to the Detroit Zoo, parking, and even passes to Dinosauria. But if the zoo isn't your dad's thing and you still need to think of that gift, even though Father's Day was yesterday, head to Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores. Let's watch. So I am at Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores, hanging out with Jason, as I do quite often, in fact. But, we are celebrating Father's Day. And as we say, day late and $1 short because Father's Day was actually yesterday. But you know what, dads? We do love you. We appreciate everything you do. And we have a lot of stuff. If you're still looking for that last minute gift, like somebody I know, maybe, I don't know, don't ask. But Jason, you have so much cool things here that are awesome.
We have a lot of different things for dads, and even the day after.
Right.
The week after.
The week after.
We always carry the stuff. So if you are running a day late or a week late, come on
Or
in.
$1
because
short,
we have
come
the
on
stuff.
in.
Like, for instance, who doesn't like to burn money, right?
This is, okay, so what is this?
So how cool is this? So your dad would love this, especially if you're going camping or whatever.
Right.
These are fire starters.
Oh, seriously?
So you would light the end of it on fire to throw into the fireplace or into the pit, the fire pit.
So new meaning to burning money.
Exactly.
Right? Literally
right?
doing it.
But what guy wouldn't like to sit there and say, "Oh, watch this," and throw in the,
That's
you know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Okay, so that means I want to talk about this.
So that's $1 million. You're holding $1 million.
Really?
Really?
Really $1 million in here.
Really?
So how much does this cost?
So that's $120.
Okay.
And then it's 20% off, but it's Millionaire's Money Dome, and what it is from the mint.
Yeah.
Is they shred them all.
Right.
And then they sell things like this.
And people buy them?
And people buy them because you can walk around and say, "I'm a millionaire."
That is
So
awesome.
if you want to take the time to try and put it all back together.
Right? Piece it back together, give me some super glue.
These are extremely popular.
That is awesome.
And what guy wouldn't like to walk around
Yes.
as a millionaire?
And it would be true.
And it would be
It
true.
would be true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the sports dad,
Isn't that cool?
this is very cool. Okay, so what is this?
That's 1984 when the Detroit Tigers won the World Series
Okay.
against the Padres. Mm-hmm. And this is an actual autographed Coca-Cola can from one of the players from that
team.
from the Tigers during that year.
That is so
And we have
cool.
quite a few of them.
Yeah, you have like a whole set. Okay, so while we're talking about sports real quick, because Dad, we love you and we're talking sports, so of course Red Wings.
Yep, Red Wings, 1980s Red Wings.
Okay, we've got
Pistons.
and
I'd show you a Lions, but every time I get them, they
Yep.
fly out the door with how good Lions have been doing.
Exactly.
lately.
So you know what? We will just wait for football season, but in the meantime,
And little kids want to buy their dad something,
Yes.
so we have these in here, which are metal.
okay.
They're reproductions of old gas station signs, stuff like that. We've got razors, tools, fishing.
For the fishermen in your life,
Harley
keychains.
Davidson,
Oh, see, that is
keychains,
awesome.
all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of
There's
stuff.
so many things.
And
you
it's
know-
here year round, so if you are a little bit late,
Right. We can look forward to the holidays, right? Okay, Jason, thanks so much. And
You're welcome.
I will take one of each.
I know.
And for that brief moment, I was a millionaire holding that money. We'll go say hi to Jason and Steve at Time Warp Vintage. Of course, tell them Brooke sent you, and you'll get a cool button. We'll explain that later. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Of course, this is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. Thank you for spending your morning with us. Of course, you want to drink plenty of water this week. It is going to be hot. Well, it is time for our Women in Business segment. And funny thing is, you never know who you're going to meet or where. Well, I met Char Michelle at Some Girls Boutique in Berkeley when she was doing a pop-up. And Char, you are the founder of Dorothy's Pearl. And it was a pleasure to meet you that day.
You as well.
Thank you. And so you were doing the pop-up there, and I kept like circling you like a shark, right? Like, oh, that's pretty, that's pretty. I even bought glasses from
Yes,
you.
yes, you
Couldn't wear
did.
them today because I'm still wearing my real glasses, but I cannot wait till I get my contacts back so I can wear those.
Okay.
Okay, so Dorothy's Pearl has a unique story because your daughter actually helps you with this.
Yes, she does. She's been helping me since she's about, I want to say 13, and she draws out the designs, and then we come together and we decide the dimensions and how the inside is going to look, and it's just a really fun thing for us to do together.
So how long have you been doing this?
So I've actually been in business since 2017, and I started as a mobile boutique, so a store on wheels with a dressing room and everything.
Really? How cool is
Yes.
that?
Yes, and I still have that.
Oh, you do?
I still take it out
Oh,
occasionally.
that is so cool.
Yes.
Okay, so you have that. You obviously do pop-ups.
Not really.
all the
Just some girls.
Okay, so Some Girls was it for you.
Well, Some Girls is owned by a friend of mine,
Yes,
so
Robin.
it's a nice place for me to go and, you know, just have some girl time
Right.
and also pop up a little.
And pop up a little. And pop up you did that day. Show me what you have because you were telling me about yellow.
Oh,
and I
yes.
see it.
Okay, so this one is actually a envelope. It's shaped like an envelope.
Oh.
And it can be worn 5 different ways. Mm-hmm. So clutch, of course, is one, and
Right.
then it has a strap in the inside, And then the inside has a zipper, and then it has another opening, and the straps come, so you have a wristlet, and you can put it on. There's a hook, so you can wear it across you.
Okay.
It's just got a lot of options.
And we like options.
Yes,
We like
yes.
options.
And of course the name right there.
Oh, yeah. So, Dorothy, so tell me about the name.
So Dorothy Pearl was actually my grandmother.
Okay.
Yes. So that is who it is named after.
Because my mom's name is Dorothy.
Yes, we did
Right,
talk about that.
remember?
We
So I
did
was
talk
like,
about
oh,
that.
That's unusual.
Yes,
Okay, so you've got this other style.
So this one, I love the strap on this, but it actually has Dorothy
Oh, that's cool.
Pearl, so it has my name and or the business name in the strap.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also has an attachable change coin pop. You know, people call it different things,
Right.
but it can either be attached here, attached on the strap, or it can just go inside.
Okay.
So I love this one.
Yes, that's beautiful. And you know, I can imagine that these actually appeal to all ages.
They do.
Right?
Yeah, they kind of do. The purpose or the goal for me is to promote or to help people embrace their women and teens, to embrace their unique individuality. The definition of pearl is anyone or anything of great rarity and worth. So I want everyone to know just how priceless they are in their uniqueness. And with that, my slogan is, in a sea of ordinary, be a pearl.
Oh, I love that. That is really awesome.
And this one,
And that's beautiful. And I don't even like purple. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am not a purple
You see,
person.
I'm purple
And
down
you
today.
are. I would not ever do that, but I love that.
yes, I absolutely love this bag. It is for many different reasons. One, when you open it, you know how a clutch is just a clutch, but when you
Yeah.
open it, this is also a zipper.
Oh.
So as women, you know, we throw our things down and all our
Exactly, and it
stuff
all
falls
goes
out.
falling out. You're like,
Yes.
oh, so annoying. Oh, but that solves that problem.
Yes.
Okay.
And another thing that's very special to me about it is that 15% of proceeds from the sales of this bag goes to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So this one is very
Very special to you.
Very special to me.
So, you know, talk a little bit about how it is. I mean, you've kind of modeled for your daughter and, you know, the uniqueness, and how is it when I mean, you guys do this together. It's really, she's what, 15 now or no?
She just turned 15.
Okay, so she just turned 15. And I mean, that is really saying something about you as you're trying to bring her into something.
Yes, yes. I want, you know, being a teen is such a awkward time in your life. You know, kids are cruel, you know, and to anybody that's not like them. And so my biggest thing is for them to feel confident in who they are and feel confident to be their most unique self, regardless of what the world thinks. Because we are all different, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And so this gives her an opportunity to express her creativity. It gives her an opportunity to spend some time with mom and to earn a little money.
Right? Oh, so you do pay her?
She makes sure I do.
She's like, okay, now write the check, Mom. Come on, come on. Yeah. That is, you make her fill out a timesheet?
Yes.
That is awesome.
And we had a whole conversation. I said, now, every day I'm your mom,
Right.
but when you're working, I'm your boss.
You are a toughie. Can my kids come work for you? Please? I feel like you're going to go see Shar. That is awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so this is online, right?
Yes, I'm online.
Okay, so you're online.
And I'm in a store in Atlanta.
Okay,
I'm
so
also
you're
in
in
a
a store in Atlanta, but how, I mean, people can peruse the different products on your website,
Yes.
and then you ship it out, and
Yes.
Okay.
Usually the same day, depending on the time of day, because I usually have other shipments.
Okay.
So they can shop online on my store, and I'm also on LCK.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and then the proceeds, like you had mentioned, of this purse, is it this color specifically too?
This is the
Or just this style?
This is the only one of this color, but every month I try to pick a different charity to donate to.
Okay.
But this is the main one for me, is Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Such a pleasure to see you again.
You as
All right, and
well.
thank you. And I'm so excited. She said she brought the purse I wanted. I'm so excited about this. So thank you, Shar.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure.
And again, that is Shar Michelle from Dorothy's Pearl. Check her out. Well, here's a question for you. How does your bank account look these days? Well, according to Forbes, 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And that means if something unexpected happens, there won't be any extra money to deal with it. So here's another question that nobody really ever wants to talk about or answer. If you didn't make it home one day, would your family have enough money to stay in your home and also keep up with the lifestyle they're used to? And would your kids be able to afford college or even that dream wedding? Well, if you don't have the answer, it's okay. You are not alone. Many people get overwhelmed and are not sure who to talk to when it comes to protecting their family's financial future. Well, Lynn Sterla with Michigan Farm Bureau can help. Instead of living with questions you can't control, you can live with the answers that you can. Call Lynn and she will help you put together a plan you need and also a plan you can afford, which is a big deal. And you may be thinking it's too expensive, but honestly, a 40-year-old non-smoker in good health may pay $22 a month for a 20-year, $100,000 policy. So take the first step in securing your family's future. Call Lynn Sterla at Michigan Farm Bureau Insurance, that number 248-880-8782. Well, it is time for our Surviving Summer with the Zoo segment, and I'm super excited about this. We are actually giving away a family 4-pack. And did you know that there is an adult event happening, Sunset at the Zoo, that is happening Friday evening? And Kim, you are the Director of Marketing for the Detroit Zoological Society. And Sunset at the Zoo, I mean, this is like an iconic event.
It sure is.
So tell me all about it.
Absolutely. So Sunset at the Zoo is truly the premier event for the Detroit Zoo. It is our biggest fundraiser of the year. And it's an opportunity for guests and community members to come out and really see the zoo unlike they've seen it before. It's an evening event, adults only. We have delectable food from local chefs throughout the community. We have live entertainment. Of course, we have the animals to see throughout the footprint. And the decor is unlike you see it typically during the day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, so it kind of all switches over.
It sure does.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. There's animal enrichments. There's also animal feedings that the guests can interact with for a small donation.
What kind of animals?
Giraffe.
I was just going to say, is it the giraffe?
And cassowary is new this year.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so lots going on.
Lots going on.
Okay, so you mentioned this is the biggest fundraiser, and what does that money go for?
That goes directly towards our mission. So raising critical funds to create meaningful connections between people, animals, and the natural world so all can thrive. And more specifically, to continue to give the care to the animals that call the zoo and the nature center home. And additionally, we have our Day at the Zoo program, which is for an education program for classrooms that have limited financial funding and allows those students to come to the zoo and enjoy all of the programming that we provide.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. You guys do so much that people don't, I didn't even realize.
Absolutely,
right?
we sure do.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, I know there's walks there. I mean, there's so much that goes on there, but really, and then, of course, we do have to talk about the rebranding real quick.
Sure.
Because I love it. I think it is awesome.
Well, thank you.
The new water, yeah, I love it. What has been the reaction to that?
It's been really positive,
Has it?
yeah. And more recently, the water tower wrap was just complete. So it's, it truly has been a beacon to adventure for the community. So we've seen a lot of really positive feedback with that design being complete, and with the team working on this for over the past 2.5 years, we were thrilled to finally share the excitement.
Right,
Yes.
and it's so funny because my kids, we live in Berkeley, so we see the water tower, we see it a lot, obviously, and they'd be like, what do you think that's going to be? And I'm like, it's everyone's guess, man, nobody knows.
So I don't know if you saw that on Friday, we also announced there's an augmented reality feature with that water tower.
No.
So if you pull out your smartphone and use the Snapchat app, you're going to see the water tower come to life like never before.
Really?
Yes.
How did I not know this?
Yes. We just announced it on Friday. So,
Okay,
yes.
all right, so that's something cool and
It
new.
sure is. You have to come visit us, come on zoo
Yes,
grounds,
okay.
and there's a miniature water tower that activates the experience for you.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. Of course, Dinosauria is there.
Yes,
right?
Dinosauria. We also have Dinosauria presented by Michigan First Credit Union. Takes place now until September 8th. So that's always a hit. An immersive trail where you peruse through the woods with the animatronic dinosaurs. We We also have wildlife rescue, which is a new exhibit that's throughout the footprint of the zoo. And these are life-size, oversized sculptures that are climbable, make perfect photo ops.
Right.
And they really celebrate conservation, which conservation being the heart of everything that we do.
Right, and that's what's so important to you guys.
It sure is.
Right, and
Yes.
it's just a beautiful place to spend the day. Sunset at the zoo is this Friday.
It sure is.
Okay, tickets
Yes.
still available?
They are. I believe VIP is sold out. You'll have to check the website to find out. But yes, we really hope that we have a sellout, both with general admission and with the VIP.
And this is not the only event you have going this summer. You guys do a lot in the summer.
We sure do, dozens of events.
Right?
So another 21 plus that's upcoming is Summer Sips. That's taking place later in July. So that's one of our 21 and over after hours, where it's a tasting experience with food, entertainment. There's also non-alcoholic and mocktail options for those that don't care to drink. And really, again, a nice evening at the zoo without the kids.
Well, it's funny because when my kids heard, I'm like, oh, sunset at the zoo, I'm so excited about this. And they're like, what do you mean sunset at the zoo? When are we going? And I'm like, that's a funny thing. You're not.
Yes. Well, there's plenty for them to come see.
Well, right. So we have passes, obviously, we come all the time.
Yes.
Even in the winter, it's the funniest thing. They love going there in the winter. On the coldest day, they'll say, oh,
absolutely.
Can we go to the zoo?
Well, there's always something new to see. And depending on the season, depending on the time of day, there's going to be different animals that are active, enjoying their habitat. So I would always encourage folks to come at different times and check it out in the
throughout the
winter.
day, just
throughout
because
the
you'll
day and
see.
throughout the season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I finally spotted the polar bear. I was super excited about
Yes.
that because every time I looked, he was not there.
Oh, yes.
And it's so beautiful.
It is. Great experience.
He swims, swims over you, and it's so majestic.
Yes.
And then, of course, there's the peacock that wants to steal your French fries.
Yes, we do have peacocks that free roam throughout the footprint. Yes.
So you have to kind of be careful.
You share
with
the
that.
space with them.
You do. Yes, you do. Okay, so if somebody was interested in any of the events, but even Sunset at the Zoo, they can go to the website.
Yes, our brand new, totally redesigned website.
Oh, excellent.
DetroitZoo.org. They can visit the website to learn more about that, and also hope to come visit us so you can check out the new augmented reality experience.
that's cool.
And I wanted to mention one more thing that I'm wearing.
Yeah, what is that?
So this is custom jewelry that was produced from the former art that was on the former water tower. And we partnered with Rebel Now, which is a women-owned, Detroit-based organization who produced custom jewelry and accessories. So not only is this available in our gift shop, but it also will be part of the silent auction at the Sunset of the Zoo event as well.
Those are beautiful.
Yes, I love them.
Yeah.
My new
Your
favorite
new
pair.
favorite place,
Yes.
their thing, that is amazing. So thank you so much. And I do have to say, thank you for my new cups.
You're welcome.
I love them.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right.
See you Friday.
Sounds great.
See you at
Thank you.
Sunset at the Zoo. Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you for having me.
And again, summer fun. Kim from the Detroit Zoo, the marketing, just a great time. You want to check out their website. Well, of course, summer fun with four-legged friends, or perhaps you want to find a forever best friend. You can do all of that this coming weekend. Corey Keller is the president and CEO of Friends of Animals, Metro Detroit. And Corey, if you can't make it to Coachella, you need to go to Pawchella, right?
That's right. Exactly.
That is exactly how it is.
Exactly how it is.
That is exactly how it is. Okay, so a funny thing, you were supposed to bring a puppy with you today.
I was supposed to bring a guest.
It was supposed to be Ellie, right?
Yeah, Ellie was supposed to come with me
Yes,
this morning.
and I was super bummed when you walked in and said, I'm like, where's Ellie? And you're like, well, she's not here, but it's a great ending to her story.
It's a very great ending. So, and it's the reason why she's not here today,
Yes.
which is she came in as a stray, which is the majority of the animals that we get at the shelter. And actually her owners came forward. So after several weeks, she was reunited with her pet family.
That is so
yes,
amazing.
it was. Yeah, so they came in, they were so excited.
Oh, sure. How long has she been gone?
At least probably, I think, close to a month now.
Really?
Yeah, so she was with us for a while. Okay. Super sweet little like Yorkie mix thing, but very sweet. She's actually was running around in our offices last week, but yeah, they came in over the weekend.
That is awesome.
And we were able to reunite, and so we are going to go ahead and fully vaccinate her and get her all spayed and everything like that, and then we'll give her back to them.
Back to them?
Yeah. So yeah.
But that's you hear all these stories all the time about these pets that are gone for so long and then they show up again.
Yes.
And I can imagine, how it's like I have a dog. I love my dog. And
Yes.
if he was gone, I would miss him very much and hope to see him again, right?
Yes,
you know,
right,
so
yeah.
that is amazing. So for anyone who's not familiar with what you guys do, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Friends for Animals of Metro Detroit, and so we are based out of Dearborn, Michigan, and we mostly take in stray animals from the Dearborn community, but we'll also take in owner surrenders, and we'll also try to pull from other shelters that might be over capacity if we have the space available. So, you know, we basically bring in stray animals, we rehabilitate, we will vaccinate, we will spay neuter, we will look for owners, and then we put them up for adoption. So, and that's kind of the majority of what we do. But we also offer other programs and services for the community. We do a lot of low-cost and no-cost vaccine clinics and microchip clinics. You know, if, for example, Ellie actually had a microchip, she probably would have been back to her owner a lot faster.
Right.
So we really promote microchipping because
And it doesn't hurt the animal.
No, it's like a vaccine.
Right,
So yeah, it's the size of a grain of rice. It goes in between the shoulder the blades. It has a unique identifier, and any vet clinic, shelter, and even police departments now have scanners. So we would be able to get her back to her owners a lot faster.
Well, it's funny. So my dog, he was from Thailand.
Oh,
And
okay.
he had been chipped, and it was so funny because the first year we had him, he ran every day. So every day the police would bring him back, sometimes with a pizza.
Yeah,
But I was
yeah.
like, oh well, here he is. But when he finally got microchipped, the next time he ran away, he was right back on our door.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So it's really
makes a
important.
difference.
It does. It very much does. I mean, dog licensings, obviously, but they can fall off. Sometimes owners forget to put the collar back on their dog because they took it off when the dog came back inside the house.
Right.
So microchipping is super important and very beneficial.
Okay, so Pachella, we've been playing these spots. It's been so
Yeah.
awesome, so
Yes.
exciting. This 3-day festival coming up
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes.
And a lot going on.
Yes, there's a lot going on. It's
Live
fun.
music.
Yeah, live music. Yeah, I mean, it's a really huge event. It's very community centric. We really wanted to get our community involved and really promote the human-animal bond. And so that's how this 3-day festival was birthed.
This is the first one, right?
Yes, yeah, we actually expanded it. It used to be called Mutt Strut, and now it's a 3-day festival that is called Pachella. So Friday night music, it's all about music, it's all about celebrating, like I said, that human-animal bond. Saturday is a huge street festival, lots of exhibitors.
Lots of family fun, right?
Family fun, yeah, kids can come out. We have doggy contests, we have a cornhole tournament.
Best dressed dog, right?
Best dressed, yes. Look-alike, you know, all the...
Look like who? Your owner? What
Yes,
I was
right,
I
yes.
was like, really? I don't want my dog to look like me.
Yeah, right. But there's a lot of fun things going on. We have a dunk tank, we have a rolling magician,
Are
we
you
have
still
face
looking
painting.
for people to go in the dunk tank?
Of course, we always are, bruh.
I don't know. Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I've been voluntold that I have
You're
to
doing
that
it?
I have to do it. Yes.
Well, you are the president,
I know.
so it's
I
your
know.
job
There's
to do
usually
that.
a line with my staff
Is
and
there?
volunteers. Yes.
Like, please, last
Yes.
quit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but Sunday is an adoption event.
Yes, so it's all about the animals.
Yes.
So every day is kind of themed to something. And so it's our huge adopt-a-thon, and we're going to have Michigan Humane with us and also Detroit Animal Care and Control. They're bringing out a bunch of dogs, and we're going to adopt out all the animals that we can that day. And we're going to...
That's one thing I like about your organization, because I am seeing stuff for you and everything, but the whole idea that you collaborate with other shelters and stuff, that's big to you guys.
It's really important. We you know, we all see ourselves as partners in this together, and we have a huge issue in this country with overpopulation of animals, and it's only getting worse. And instead of kind of doing our own thing, we work together wherever we can. We bring our strengths to the table, and so it's really important to us. So yes, they're going to be coming out, huge adopt-a-thon. We'll be waiving adoption fees on all of our adult dogs.
Okay.
Because we have so many right now.
How many, really?
Yeah, we're probably pushing over 90 at this point, and so we are considered over capacity. We're actually putting dogs into get acquainted rooms because we don't have enough kennel space for them. What we're seeing, especially recently too, is a lot of homeless people are being evicted. They're not evicted, they're now homeless, they have nowhere to go, so they're staying in hotel rooms or in their vehicles with their animals, and they don't know what to do, and they're desperate. So we've been receiving a lot of emergency animals in through our animal control because of these situations, and that's why we're now over capacity.
Okay, so you're over capacity, but this weekend, this coming weekend,
Yes.
Pacella's happening, big fundraiser.
Yes.
Big adopt-a-thon on
Yes.
Sunday. That is happening, what, 10 to 2, I think?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and you
Yes.
said adoption fees will be waived for the adult.
Yep, for all of our adult dogs. We'll obviously have cats and kittens available as well. We are significantly over capacity in cats and kittens as well. It's that time of year.
Okay.
And so, bring out your family, come see what we have available. Like I said, Detroit Animal Care and Control will be there, Michigan Humane will be there with more animals as well. So yeah, we'll have,
Tickets at the gate, or how are tickets?
Sunday is free, so it doesn't matter. You can come in, but yeah, you can, if you want to participate and support our shelter, you can come to the door. So we do, day of tickets. It's easier to pre-register, so if you just go online to our website, friendsforanimals.mi.org, all the information is also there, so you can pre-register. If you donate $50, you get this wonderful T-shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh, I love it.
And there's other tiers, but if you don't want that, a suggested donation for the concert is $25. The street festival on Saturday, we're just asking for $10. All that's going to go towards our overall goal for the event, which is $100,000. We're about 50% there.
Okay.
So a little bit more to go, but I think we'll make a lot of progress this week, and again, all that money goes back towards all these animals that we're caring for.
Well, it's so awesome, and last time I saw you, I actually emceed an event with you,
Yes.
and I had a puppy with me the whole time.
I know, she fell asleep.
She did.
Yeah.
She fell asleep. I would have taken her home if my dog liked dogs, but it wasn't happening. But the other dogs there,
Yes, most of them
got adopted, I think.
Yep, most of them got adopted. We had some kittens adopted as well.
Right.
So it was a good event.
So it works.
Yes, it does.
All right,
it very
so
much
I
does.
will see you. I'll be in line for the dunk tank for you.
Thank you. Can't wait.
Give me the website one more time.
friendsforanimals.mi.org, or you can go to Pacella2024.org.
Okay, awesome, Corey. Always nice to see you.
Thank you, Brooke.
And again, that is Corey Keller. He is the CEO for the Friends of Animals Metro Detroit. So, when we kicked off the show, there were a few things I knew, and we kicked it off in November 13th, actually. And I knew that I wanted the live aspect, because when you're here and you're live and you're watching the show, you never know who you're going to meet. And there have also been some big collaborations that have come out of those meetings right here at the show. The latest one being with Terry, founder of Enchanted Makeovers, and JoJo Dries. She is the founder of the nonprofit of On the Wings of Angels. So whether you're a guest on this show or you like to come in and be in the audience, you can reach out to us on social media, and we'll give you all the information you need. Well, our caffeinated act of kindness this month is Enchanted Makeovers. It is an organization that has been around for 16 years that helps women and children in shelters with handmade healing and beautiful art. Let's watch.
My name is Tracy Thompson. I am a professional fine artist and a custom mural painter. At the beginning, I really didn't know anything about Enchanted Makeovers. People at Wet Paint who knew me, and they called me up and said, would I be willing to work on this mural? And they got as far as women's shelter, and I said, yes, I'm in. It was after the fact that I found out what Enchanted Makeovers actually does, and I kind of fell in love with it at that point. I think that environment is so critical to how you feel and how you think of yourself and how you function, that it made instant sense to me what they were doing, and I got really excited about contributing to that and becoming part of it. The key is a representation of the opportunities that you have in your life, and having enough courage and enough faith to take hold of that and open up the doors that you find. The golden ticket, as Terry conceived it, is similar to the one for the chocolate factory for Willy Wonka, that it was an opportunity that you got, and then you had to make sure that you had enough character and enough determination to see it through, that you can do it. And it's about taking the responsibility of picking that up and making the most of the opportunities that you have. I don't think you can work with an organization like Enchanted Makeovers without starting to look around at your own life and go, all right, what ticket have I not picked up off the ground yet? And what keys might I be holding and not using as well as I could? And so it's only been a few days and I'm already looking a little differently at my life and at what I can do with what I have.
And you can find more information on Enchanted Makeovers at Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com. It is going to be super hot this week, and of course, summer officially arrives on Thursday. But if you want to grab something to quench your thirst, look no further than the patio at our Coffee of the Day sponsor, Blue Hat Coffee Gallery with Philip Jewell. Let's watch. Every now and then we need to take our coffee of the day on the road. I'm with Philip Jewell, of course. We are at Blue Hat Coffee Gallery in downtown Farmington. An amazing day, and Philip, an amazing patio. I love this patio.
Yeah, we're on the deck and it's gorgeous today. We see 24 out here.
Okay.
And people were coming out here when it was 40 degrees.
Well, see, it just means that
now that it's 80.
Right? We're the only ones out here.
That's exactly right. What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. But as the temperatures warm up, I know that, I mean, I'm drinking an iced latte right now. But what is the other popular flavor you've got going?
Well, we now have pink rose. And lavender goes pretty much with everything.
Okay.
We put it with mint, we put it with vanilla, we put it with pink rose.
Okay.
And so you have a lavender pink rose vanilla latte.
Well, that sounds kind of fabulous, although I only drink almond milk, so how does that mix in? Is it okay? Should I try it?
It's fine. It probably with lavender, you put in a little bit of vanilla with it.
Okay.
It softens it up.
Just to soften it up? Okay.
Yeah.
Am I going to smell like a lilac after I drink this?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, good.
You'll just look like one.
Because I love the color purple. Okay, so what I also love about Blue Hat Coffee Gallery is that your hours. You are open from what, 6:30 in the morning?
6:30 in the morning till 8:30 in the evening. So 6:30 to 8:30 every day. And it's amazing because I thought nobody's going to come in at 8 o'clock and we're kicking people out.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
We get a lot of people in the evenings, and we have a couple game nights every month. We have book clubs that come in the evening. And we have a lot of business people that come in and use a conference room table and work.
Okay, so if somebody was interested in like booking, can people book out here? I mean, like the whole deck?
They could.
Oh, you never thought of it, did you?
Yeah, sounds like a great idea
See,
to
I'm
me.
full of ideas.
Yeah.
Give me enough lattes and I'm good.
Yeah. Just put a little, vodka in there and it'll even get better. I'm telling you.
Good to go. All right, so listen, 6:30 to 8:30, and people can come in, kind of enjoy themselves, and you know what, the architecture and the lights, everything in here, if you've never been here, it is amazing. We're going to go check that out next. And of course, Blue Hat Coffee Gallery, one of my favorite places. Fun fact, that is actually where we kicked off the show 31 episodes. Again, we did that at Blue Hat Coffee and Gallery in Farmington. And Jason Waldron, he is here. He is the co-owner of Time Warp Vintage. And Jason, we have a very cool giveaway today. And plus, I got new cups, and we are rocking and rolling, man.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. So the Detroit Zoo, they were so kind to give us a family 4-pack, free parking, and passes to Dinosauria.
That is awesome.
That is so awesome. So I'm super excited. So who won?
Well, Rush J won.
Okay. So Rush J.
Rush J.
Rush J is the winner. Okay.
And I will contact them.
Okay. And then what we're going to do is once you contact them, we'll contact the zoo. We'll do it that way.
Absolutely.
Okay, so very cool, awesome. And of course, Sunset at the Zoo, super excited about that. That is presented by Key Bank, and you have been there numerous times.
I've been there 10 times. Yeah.
10 times?
It's worth going, I'm telling you. It's a fun event. It's a good time. It really is.
Okay, so that is Friday, and we are hoping to go.
We're hoping to go,
right? But there's so much that happens there, and I mean, you have bragged about this, about Sunset at the Zoo.
I have. The decor alone is just stunning.
Yeah, she mentioned that.
Yeah, the decor alone is stunning, and the food selections, the auctions, the silent auctions, it's a lot to do. It's a lot of fun. It's a good networking event. You get to meet a lot of people. It's fun.
All right. Well, and then maybe we can see the polar bear again.
Absolutely.
I love that polar bear. The penguin house, I love that too. My kids love that especially, but somehow it makes me a little dizzy in there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the penguins walking or I don't know, but I'm always like, okay, I have to go sit down for a minute. So Rush J needs to get in contact with you.
Absolutely.
Or you will contact them.
I will send them a message through the comment that they put on.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Absolutely. As always, I love you helping me out with the giveaway. So, here's the thing. you and there's so many people who work behind the scenes of this show,
There are.
right? And we have this is our 32nd episode, and it has just been so much fun, and I am so grateful and proud of what the show has become.
And you can, if you can't watch us, you can always listen to us on the go.
Yes, and that is an amazing thing. But I do, before we say where you can listen to, I do want to say a big thank you to my former executive producer, Christina McDaniels. She actually jumped on board all those months ago when I said, hey, I've got a crazy idea, and she was all in. So I will be forever grateful to Christina, and of course wish her well in everything she does moving on. Also, a big thank you to Dave Scott and his team. Jared, he's been with us since the beginning as well. He is in the control room. Jeff running the teleprompter. Thank you, Jeff. And of course, a big thank you to all of you that watch and listen. And Jason, of course, a big thank you to you and Steve as well. I appreciate you so much. And of course, Erin is hanging out with us today, so I appreciate her. Yes, so thank you, Erin. And so you mentioned the podcast because it is a pretty cool thing that I can actually tell Alexa to play Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen.
You can, and I challenge you, those of you who have Alexa, ask her. Ask her, because she will
See
take
what she
you.
says.
And most likely through iHeart, because you are now on iHeart,
Yes.
which is an achievement, so congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate that.
You can listen to us on Apple and Spotify, of course.
Right.
And Amazon.
Amazon,
Through
yes.
Alexa.
Right.
But Alexa normally picks up
Yeah.
iHeart. And then, of course, Odyssey.
Odyssey, yeah. So that is, I mean, it's just been amazing. I know my mom and I know a couple people out of state have said, hey, I was listening to you. So it's kind of awesome.
That's awesome.
I know, right?
So you're starting to move across the country.
We are indeed. Go back to California, right?
In spirit.
In spirit, yes. Never just forever. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much. It was a wonderful show. Of course, the twins very upset they weren't here today, but we will check in with them later as it gets closer to the school year. But again, thank you so much for all of you tuning in, for our live audience who is here. And of course, big thank you to all that watch and listen. And of course, we will be right back here, same time, same place next week. But in the meantime, stay hydrated and switch that coffee to iced coffee this week. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.